has busted it open with a big inning, a walk, 2 singles, and a home run. And Cora's going to get thrown out of the game. Alex Cora is going to run on that. Remembering, too, that although it was Welke who made the call, it was upheld in New Jersey. But the umpire's watching it on video, so the umpires have to make a call.
See, I think why he's so mad is because the third base umpire, Gabe Morales, called it fair but not a home run initially.
Correct.
And Welke overturned it. How can he overturn it that far away?
So in the end, 3-run homer by Salvador Perez, and Alex Cora is tossed out of the game.
The old trick elbow.
Down, Christian.
Christian Yelich just got thrown out. Craig Counsell is coming out to argue. Christian Yelich was barking a little bit after he got called out on the last couple of at-bats on pitches that are down in the zone. And Yelich is going to go get a little piece of Jerry Meals too. And Craig Counsell is trying to protect Christian Yelich
From a suspension. He's already been thrown out. Christian Yelich didn't like that last call that Jerry Meals rung him up on. Very similar to the last pitch that Woodruff threw that was called a ball.
And now Craig just got tossed out by Jerry Meals as he was trying to protect Christian Yelich. Been a tough day for the strike zone for Jerry Meals. That low strike has been awfully in.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner. And that was right there. Strong inning for Harleen Garcia. Now, I don't know what was just happening here. Some words were exchanged. Umpires are over there with Gabe Kapler, and Gabe Kapler has just been thrown out of the game. The umpires started coming after Harleen Garcia, and Gabe Kapler came up out of the dugout to defend Garcia, and now he's just furious.
Ball hit the net. It's a foul ball.
Wow.
Minnesota retains
Bob Melvin comes right out of the dugout.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure he can't do this. You cannot argue, and that's what they're telling him. He started out there, and they said, nope, you can't come out after it's been reviewed and argued. And he's been tossed. Jerry Lane.
You've already been tossed, so giving him an earful, right? I mean, I don't understand what they saw and we didn't, unless they have a different angle on something. But I think clearly
Around Sandy, wishing him well on his way to L.A.
Called strike 3. Aguilar. It's like a jovial conversation between he and Ron Culpa.
Ball came back just a little. Nola's face 4. He struck out 4.
And I think Aguilar just got thrown out of the ball game. It started with some usually here for Aggie. I think he was just trying to figure out where the pitch was. You know, you know this. You've had a million of these conversations. Where's that pitch? Is it up, down, in, out, whatever it is?
Yeah.
And I don't think he got the answer that he wanted.
top, right exactly where they're going. I hope it's not on cue. Ooh, that could have been down. Come on.
Happ didn't like the call from John Tumpane right there. And Ian Happ's been ejected, and David Ross has ejected the headset.
It's interesting. Rossi was ejected early in game 1 of this doubleheader. Buck Showalter had words with the home plate umpire. I mean, you don't know, right, unless you know exactly what's being said down there. But it seems to me like these guys have been really quick to react.
Yes.
2 on, 2 out. And now a back pick to second. So they're really what? And the inning is over. And Mike Matheny got thrown out by home plate umpire John Bacon while he was in the dugout. And he came back out and got his money's worth.
Now, you know, you could see Massey's body was over home plate, and actually Jansen, the catcher, he double clutched. Had nothing to do with contact or anything, but that made it appear that he was in.
Got him.
And then when you're starting. But umpires, like everyone else,
did VR just get run from the game, or is he? Because if he didn't, he's getting away with a lot of face-to-face contact. I think they ran him. I think he's been ejected from the game.
It's supposed to be automatic when you complain about a ball and a strike called.
Yeah, it's been a frustrating night for Jonathan. Wow, that didn't take much.
That was just the right word to say, and that was a quick one.
That's not. I don't know that that's a show-up.
Houck deals. There's a strike. Check swing by Matt, but still called a strike by DJ Rayburn. And here we go. He's saying that was not a strike. I didn't see him throw him out, but you can't argue balls and strikes, so he's obviously been thrown out. Yes, he has. He has been thrown out. And he is getting his money's worth. He has been angry at the strike zone, especially the low strike that's called on Judge, and then Matt Carpenter just took a called strike one. Jim Reynolds trying to break this up. But Boone trying to get his point across to DJ Rayburn, who's just trying to walk away. Suspended.
You know, Michael, I can only hope now, and this changes the count.
And there he is, very casual toss.
The 1-2. Check swing, appeal to first. Didn't go, says Marvin Hudson.
Yeah, when Horner chases a ball out of the zone, he still makes contact 70% of the time.
Wow. 2-2 here. Check swing.
I think Ross is making a case that Kraska's balking out there. Thought maybe they were arguing about the home plate umpire about balls and strikes, but obviously Rossi was lobbying Tom Payne for a balk call there on.
And now somebody in the Yankee dugout has been thrown out of the game by home plate umpire Jerry Lane. So here comes Boone, who's not animated. I'm not sure who got thrown out. So that is the hitting coach, Dylan Lawson. And for him to come out while Boone is speaking, that means that it was Lawson who was thrown out.
You know, at the beginning of the broadcast, I told you I like Jerry Lane, but I don't think umpires have any reason to be listening to the dugout.
He hit great pitching. There's a ground ball on the right side. There's no one there. They come home. And the ball gets away. No. They're saying out of the tag. You're allowed to avoid the tag. There, you would have destroyed the ball.
The strike call on strike two. He grounds out, walks off the field, jogging off the field. Home plate umpire Mark Rippiger's listening to him. Garrett says whatever he says, and then he gets thrown out. And then very soon after, you see Don Mattingly come out, and now he gets his 2 cents in. And with some of the mannerisms here of what Donnie's saying is, Coop was way over there, and you're way over here, and you're listening to what he's saying, and then you get mad.
Not only that, the home plate umpire, the entire time that Coop was running back toward the dugout, he was looking at Coop and pointing with his helmet, with his mask in his hand, toward the Marlins dugout, like, get.
Call third strike, bottom of the zone. Maldonado didn't like the call. It looked like it may have been at the knees for a call third strike, first out of the inning. And somebody just got tossed. That might have been Dusty Baker. It's been a frustrating day. We saw a 3-0 pitch.
Trying to protect his players and make sure that zone's being called both ways, because you're right. It seems like throughout the course of the season we have seen some portion of it from the side. It doesn't look like a strike.
Dusty, who used to manage across the bay here, will have the rest of it.
And he gets Farmer. Remember, Farmer took a pitch off the bat, just up his hands off the handle, and this is a terrible sign.
You only hope that it gets the meaty part of the back of the hand.
And he's been tossed by Tripp Gibson. Well, Bell's second ejection of the season, and he's getting his money's worth.
It's like he's arguing balls and strikes and standing up for his players. A couple of pitches we mentioned earlier looked like they were off the plate. And I think it was David Bell's opportunity to tell Tripp Gibson about the fact that he called some pitches off the plate. Strikes.
Freddie Benavides has to physically intercede. Bell's bench coach, who will be managing the rest of the way.
Here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch. Oh, should have been a strike. Called the ball. If the pitch to Seth Brown was a strike, Seth Brown is over there. I just saw him put up his hand like,
yeah.
What?
Yep.
That was, and they just threw somebody out. Somebody from the dugout just got thrown out. Mark Kotze is going to come out. Chris Siegel is the home plate umpire, and if you, the pitch to Seth Brown that he got called out on was less of a strike than pitch that Julio Rodriguez just got called as a ball. So Chris Siegel.
There is Brandon Hyde in heated discussion with a couple of the umpires. This is Alfonso Marquez, the crew chief. Brandon was just right in the face of the plate umpire, Ramon De Jesus. We are not sure what this is about in between innings. The third inning ended with a Mateo walk, the Mullins double, and the Hayes lineout. Brandon Hyde is still talking to Alfonso Marquez.
Yeah, and home plate umpire De Jesus is as surprised about it as we are.
Brandon is still talking and trying to get at Ramon De Jesus, and he has to be pushed toward the dugout by Marquez. So we did not see the beginning of this, but obviously Brandon Hyde has been ejected from this game.
He got ejected as he came out, assuredly arguing about the strike call of Reynolds. There was also a strike call against Pham. Each struck out looking. It had once been a bigger zone on the day, and I also think David Bell showing his team that he's got their backs.
I think that's the main message there for David Bell, and that's one thing that you can never take away from Bell. He's always got his players' backs. And I would imagine that Gabe Kapler in the Giants dugout is thinking, well, thank you, David, because
change just happened. This is just moments ago. That's Guillermo Martinez, the hitting coach for the Blue Jays, who rarely, as far as I am aware, Tabby, brings out the lineup card. He shakes Doug Eddings' hand. Eddings is at third today. He had the plate last night, and the strike zone, as everybody who watched the game knows, just was all over the place. And somebody, although that wasn't Eddings, I think that was the first base ump, Lance Barrett, who made the signal, and then Guillermo Martinez gets into it with Eddings. And unless that whole thing was fun and games, and we don't think it was, Guillermo Martinez is gone.
This afternoon. Here's a 2-2, and that is definitely a ball, full count. Oh no, they're going to. Well, so much for that. He went. That is amazing. Jerry Meals on the appeal said no, that is strike 3.
Home plate umpire Jansen Visconti. Did he just throw somebody out? Wow, A.J. Hinch just got tossed. Wow, he is hot. We haven't seen him this hot. I think the home plate umpire Jansen Visconti might have thrown somebody out, but he was walking toward that Tigers dugout, having some words with someone in the dugout, and that got A.J. Hinch upset. He came out and he really let him have it, and it wasn't very long before Jansen Visconti tossed A.J. Hinch.
McNeil on the outfield grass at second. Pitch to Jazz, called strike 3 on a pitch that was 6 inches off the plate.
I've never seen Jazz that animated. Strike zone today for Adam Beck has been terrible, though. It really has been.
And Jazz just got run. And now here comes Donnie.
Yeah, you don't want him to get suspended.
And Jazz definitely had a case right there. That was inside by a pretty wide margin.
Donnie might get run too.
Crew Chief Alan Porter trying to help Jazz calm himself down.